let's be honest for a second. We've all watched those home renovation shows, you know, the ones where a couple buys a crumbling shack, knocks down a few walls, and magically 30 minutes later, it's a modern, stunning farmhouse. But in the real world, renovations are a nightmare. Dust everywhere, contractors who ghost you, and budgets that explode out of nowhere. Now imagine skipping all that. Imagine buying a house where the only tool you need is a single key. You put it in the lock, you turn it, and you are done. That is a promise of a turnkey property. But is it actually a smart financial move, or are you just overpaying for convenience? Today we're breaking down exactly what turnkey means, the pros and cons you rarely hear about, and whether it's the right strategy for your wallet. First things first, let's define the buzzword. The term turnkey comes from an idea of only doing a job once. It literally means something accomplished with the turn of a key. In real estate, it means a property that is 100% move-in or rent ready. There's no peeling paint, no leaking pipes, and definitely no shag carpet from the 70s. Trust me, it's still out there. If you're a home buyer, it means you can bring your furniture in on closing day and sleep there that night. If you're an investor, it means the property is fully renovated and rent ready. In many cases, that means there's already a qualified tenant living there paying rent. You aren't buying a project, you're buying a finished product. Let's look at this from the investor side first, because this is where the term gets thrown around the most. For investors, turnkey usually refers to buying a property out of state through a company that does everything for you. They help you find the distressed home, they help you buy it, they help you fix it up, they get the tenant in place, and then they sell it to you. Why do people do this? Because it's the closest thing to passive real estate investing that you can get. You aren't driving by the house at 2 a.m. to fix a toilet or a heat and air that doesn't work. You're just collecting a check. It allows you to invest in high yield markets like the Midwest or the South where we are, even if you live in expensive cities like New York or San Francisco, because you're not going to find a deal there like you can here. But on the other hand, you're not going to get as much rent here, but you're still going to get a good return on investment versus the purchase price and the rent you will receive. Now, if you are not an investor and just want a place to live, a turnkey home is a lifestyle choice. You're essentially buying back your weekends. So instead of spending your first 6 months of a homeowner sanding floors and painting walls, you're hosting dinner parties. Turnkey homes are often new construction or high-end flips, but we have plenty that are not high-end flips. You can still get a $150,000 house that is a flip home. But you are paying for the newness. Everything works. The heat and air probably is new, maybe even under warranty. The roof shingles are new. It's a peace of mind wrapped in vinyl siding or maybe brick. So why go turnkey? First of all, speed. You start generating cash flow if you're an investor, or you can live comfortably immediately. Time is money, and turnkey saves you a massive amount of time. It's also very predictable. With a fixer-upper, you don't know what you're going to find. There could be termites in the walls, you could have to replace the heat and air and the roof and the septic. But with turnkey, all the messy work is done for you. Your costs are front-loaded in the purchase price, not hidden in those surprise repairs. Plus, lending is also easier. Banks love finished houses. It's much harder to get a loan for a shell of a house than it is for a pristine, appraisal-ready home. With those turnkey homes, you can get a secondary market loan, FHA, VA, RD, but with a as-is home, you're only going to be able to buy cash or conventional loan. So those are some really great things about turnkey properties. I know it sounds perfect, but hold on, you need to know the downsides before you sign anything. The biggest one, the price tag. Convenience isn't free. You are paying a premium for that finished project that you didn't have to spend time doing. So that means you likely won't have instant equity. In a fixer-upper, you can force appreciation by doing the work yourself. You can make sure it has high-end fixtures. But with turnkey, you are paying market rate, sometimes slightly above it because it is really move-in ready, because the developer needs to make a profit too on all the work that they put into it. So you are trading potential equity for convenience. For some, that's a bad deal, but for busy professionals, that is a fair trade. Here is the biggest risk that scares me, the cosmetic flip. Just because a house looks turnkey doesn't mean it is turnkey. Some sellers will put new gray luxury vinyl plank flooring over a rotting subfloor, or paint a bunch of holes or maybe mildew, just put white paint over it and call it a day. So if you are buying turnkey, you cannot skip the inspection. You really shouldn't skip an inspection on any home you buy, whether it's new construction or even you're buying it as is. You may even need a stricter inspection to make sure they actually did things right as they're fixing it up. Now, a normal inspector is going to cover everything from plumbing to electrical, the foundation, the shingles on the roof, all the boring and visible stuff. But it is just not the quartz countertops that's new. Make sure everything in the walls is new too. So don't let the shiny object syndrome blind you to the bones of the house. So is a turnkey property right for you? If you are handy, if you love do-it-yourself and want to maximize every dollar of profit, then you probably want to run away from a turnkey property. It will frustrate you because you'll look at that price tag and think, I could have done that way cheaper. That would be me. But if you're a busy professional, a first-time investor afraid of making a mistake, or someone who values their free time more than sweating over drywall, turnkey is a fantastic vehicle. It's a lower risk entry point into real estate that lets you focus on your life, not your punch list. At the end of the day, a turnkey property is a tool. It's not a magic bullet, but it is one of the most efficient ways to own real estate without real estate owning you. It simplifies the chaotic process of buying a home down to a simple transaction. So if you're looking to buy in the Cherokee Village area and you still have more questions or aren't quite sure which condition is better for you to buy, check out this video where I answer many questions other buyers have asked me. It's a little bit on the longer side than the other videos because it covers all the questions I've gotten. So if it doesn't still get everything that you want to know, you can always reach out, comment, email, call, or text. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.